They designed those cell blocks for one person only. Yes, sir. Gary, I'll tell you what, Isaiah said there in the 5th chapter, boys, the numbers is growing. Yes, sir. There's a narrow way that leadeth unto life eternal, but the Bible speaks of a broad way that leadeth to destruction. Yes, sir. It wasn't God's intentions that any of us go to hell, but it was God's plan that we would be saved. Boys, when they started building, you think about that. I'll tell you what, Gary, I'll tell you what I've thought about prison all along before going there as a food wasn't no good. Yes, sir, and being locked up. But yesterday I seen a perspective that I didn't like. Lee, every once in a while, I like to get along by myself, kick back. Yes, sir, Gary, the company leaves, and ain't nobody on the couch but me, and I'm good and comfortable. Yes, sir, the Bible speaks of a place where there's weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth. Boys, it's going to be crowded, and yeah, there ain't going to be no room to get comfortable. Why? Because it's hell. As time went on, that tour guide told us those cell blocks that was 5 by 7 Elman, they had to make room. You know what they done? They had these metal shelves that they put those guys' cots on back. They went in and went over top of them and mounted another shelf. Guess what? I know this little 5 by 7 cell element was crowded, but you're getting company. Yes, sir. It didn't matter what you thought, but they had to have room. Gary, there ain't no more room. Yes, sir. But listen, I'll tell you what, it's got more overcrowded, and you're going to have to make room again. You don't want to go to hell. No, sir. It's not even a comfortable place, much less a place to dwell. You get what I'm saying? Y'all can go back to where you came from. Yes, sir. Aren't you glad? But boy, I'll tell you what, there's a place called hell. Folks would like to go back and give it another chance, as Ronnie was teaching. Yeah, I just go back to Egypt. I'll tell you what, all the hell that people's known on this earth, Jerry, is not it's going to look good one of these days. I'd like to go back to the suffering, yes, sir, and the bad times. But they ain't even no going back, no, sir. Eternity, boys, is what hell is. And God, that's why I want to go to heaven. It's for eternity. Praise the Lord forever.
You're right.
I know folks don't like that kind of preaching. I really don't care. That's the only kind I know how to preach. Praise the Lord forever.
Amen.
Jerry, there's a lot of them.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of them. There was a preacher one time took this church and he went in and boy, after he preached his first message, I guess they should have tried him out first. But anyway, after he preached his first message, the council got him together, said, boy, I tell you what, said, you're going to have to tone that down if we keep you around here. He said, what are you talking about? And they said, well, Lord, you're going to scare all the kids to death. Further than that, said, you're going to scare some of the grown-ups. Said, you got up there and hollered and hooped and yelled and screamed about folks going to hell.
Right.
And they said, Lord, you're going to run everybody off and scare them to death. He said, well, I figured. He said, I didn't know. He said, I figured somebody was going to say something like that. Said, early this morning, the Lord, he said, I had some poison out there. He said, in the building. He said, for some strange reason, the Lord told me to go out and get that and get me a little bit of it, put it in a bottle and bring it with me this morning. He said, now I know what the Lord was doing. He got that bottle out. He said, listen. He said, you know what this is? They said, no, what is it? He said, strychnine. Yeah, strychnine, yes, sir. He said, you know what you're asking me to do? He said, if I was to take that to either one of you's house, he said, and I wrote on a bottle of it, and put on there, he said, see, he said, it's got a skull and crossbones on it. Now, why? Because it's poison. That means stay away from it. Yeah. He said, would any one of you like for me to bring it in your house, erase that skull and crossbones off of it, and put sweet oil on it, and set it down on your kitchen table, and take a chance that your babies get a hold of it, or somebody puts it in their food? No, sorry, we don't That's why I don't pastor some of the famous churches, Gary. I got invited to a place one time, and after I got there, called me on the phone, began to question me, and asked me if I really believed that way. I said, I sure do. We don't want to go to hell, Buck, and we don't want our people to go there. I know one thing. I'll tell you what, I've been pretty exact, 22 years old, soon be day after tomorrow. And I tried to be strict on him. Zach, if I'd have went and toured Moundsville Prison 20 years ago, you better thank God I didn't, because I'd have been more stricter on you. Then I would, why do you, boy, I don't want him going there.
No, you're right.
You know, none of us want us going there, and we tell. I thought for a long time, Rick, my daddy was the dumbest fella in the world. Stuff he tried to do me.
Yeah.
Not so much as going by the Bible. I'm talking about this moral living. Yeah. And all you daddies has been to, boy, you better not do that, you're going to get hurt. Yeah. Boy, you better not do that, you're going to tear it up.
You're right.
He don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He don't know what he's talking about. But guess what? Later down the road, I found out he did.
Yeah. You're
Zach,
right.
I know one thing. Hey, probably a lot of things you probably tell everybody you got a pretty good dad. Me and you's tight. But I guarantee you there's some things in your mind my dad ain't.
Yeah.
He ain't got it going on. There are certain things he just ain't figured out yet.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, Zach, you might be right on somebody. But later on, son, you're going to get down the road and you're going to say, oh, Dad was right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Dad was
Yeah,
right.
amen on that.
You get out totally on your own, you're going to say, boy, he knew what he's talking about, didn't he? How many kinky, we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Old Dad was right, and old Mom
Right.
was right.
Yep.
The same way. Boys, we're right.
You're right.
The Bible teaches us without a vision, men will perish. Gary, he took me a place.
Yes.
We'll sing you another song.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. Key of D, probably, where this would be. I've never traveled far around the world.
Yeah.
I've never seen the many